So here are the top sneaker releases for August. And I'll start off with New Balance releases. Usually with New Balance and Asics, they don't tend to give you a lot of information prior to their releases. And it's usually sort of 1 or 2 weeks out. But there's a couple to sort of mention. And then the first one up is the New Balance 1906U. This is the collab with the Whittaker Group, which is Arma, Maniere and Social Status. And there's 3 different colorways that's coming out, and these are, I think, were released via the Whittaker Group, and I'm sure there'll be a wider New Balance release that would be on their own website, and I'd imagine this is coming in August time. But they're okay, they're not exactly blowing me away. I think out of the pairs, the teal and the grey one is probably one that I'm, there's a nice pair, but at the end of the day, I'm not really too fussed about these. And then also the next one that's up is the New Balance 991 V2. This is the black pink colorway. So it seems to be a Japanese exclusive, and I'm not sure if it's going to release worldwide for that reason, but it's still a nice looking shoe, I guess, but not something that I would be interested in. I'm not really that much into wearing sort of pink colours, but I do like the 991 V2 model. So here is a New Balance 1000. This is in the Sea Salt Heron Blue colorway, and I actually like these New Balance 1000s. I think they're quite nice actually, and they look really cool. And this one I think has a nice colorway, especially if you like the mix of yellow and blue, and predominantly being sort of white. So I'm not mad at these. I think these are nice. I won't be grabbing a pair because I have the Joe Fresh Goods ones, and that's kind of enough for me. And then next up we have the Adidas releases. So coming out on the 1st of August is the Marvel Adidas Rivalry Deadpool and Wolverine. This is just run-of-the-mill stuff really, not really my bag and not that interested in it, but for the Marvel collectors out there, I'm sure they'll probably gravitate towards this. And then we have on the 3rd of August, the Adidas Harden Volume 8 Black Yellow, and this is another pair that's cool if you like that kind of yellowy colour. It's giving you sort of Wu-Tang vibes, and I think it's quite nice actually, especially because most of the upper being black, and a good one for the basketball court. And then we have on the 3rd of August as well is the Adidas Fear of God Athletics Basketball 1, LA Runner and Adilet. So there's nothing special going on here. The silhouettes themselves are pretty much what we've seen before, but just in a different colorway. I do like the Basketball 1 silhouette in terms of this particular colorway. I think it's nice, but will I be going for it? Probably not, no. And then we've got the Adidas AE1 Low Mural, and this is a nice colorway in my opinion. Not something that I would personally buy, but I do like the colorway, and I think a lot of people are hyped for this particular colorway. But I prefer the sort of MX Grey one, to be honest, but it's still a really nice colorway, and you can't go wrong with a pair of AE1 Lows, especially for the price and the tech that you get in there, and also the overall look of the shoe. I think it's probably one of the best sneakers this year in my opinion. And then on the 14th of August we've also got the Adidas AE1 Low Night Indigo, and another pair which I think looks nice. My only issue with these ones is probably just the red toe box, not something that I'd be sort of wearing, I guess, but still, very sort of, I guess, muted sneaker at the end of the day, especially if you like that sort of dark blue colour. And then on the 17th of August, apparently we're having the Bad Bunny Adidas Gazelle Indoor White. I think these are really nice in my opinion. I think my only issue with this particular pair is the date. It seems to sort of switch between different places depending on which website you look at, but just expect it to be sort of mid to late August. And it was supposed to release at the end of July, but that didn't happen, so I'm hoping that they have a good amount for release date, and definitely interested to pick up a pair of these. I'm not really that much of a fan of these sort of Adidas 70s silhouettes, but I think this one has been sort of slightly elevated, where it seems to have sort of a nicer, sort of thicker insole that you can sort of put in there, and I also like the way it looks. And usually with like Bad Bunny collabs, they've done really, really well and have really nice materials. And then on the 23rd of August, the Clot Adidas Gazelle Linen. I actually like the look of these, and there was like this kind of beige colorway that was released in, I think, early July. And that was a pair that sold out, and this one looks to be the same sort of design. So I expect this one to sell out as well. But this one does look nice, and again, not something that I'd probably personally wear, but I do like the look of it. And on the 30th of August, we've got the Adidas AE1 Low Team USA. And this is another pair, which is probably one more for the basketball court, really. I don't see, people wearing these outside of the basketball court due to the colourway being quite loud. But at the same time, it's if you like the colour red, then you'll definitely be sort of interested in these. And then sometime in August as well, there's this Adidas Dame 9 Bape. To me, I'm just not really interested in it at all, really. It's not really blowing me away. It's got this kind of camo print on there. But at the end of the day, it's not very appealing to me at all. And then the next up is the Asics releases. Again, there's a few releases, not that many that's kind of showing up. But, at the end of the day, Asics don't reveal their trainers unless it's sort of very, very close to the actual release date. But this Quantum 360, I've never had a pair, and I may sort of look to grab at least one pair of Quantum 360s to try out. So we'll see. And then next up we have the Merrill releases, which is one that you normally don't get. And these are the House of the Dragon collabs, so obviously it's based on the show. And then there's different trainers depending on which house it is. So I think they'll probably do a few more, but there's one for obviously House Targaryen. And to me, I can't see where they're taking inspiration from, in all honesty. I mean, I think the gold is obviously representing the Targaryen, sort of hair, that kind of thing, really. But other than that, I'm not sure, the correlation between, House of the Dragon and this particular trainer in terms of its colourway. And the same for the Moab Speed 2. This is for House Hightower. It's quite sort of a niche kind of collab, really, in my opinion. And again, the colourway is a bit out there, not one for me, really. And then next up we have a Bape releases, and these are coming out on the August the 9th, which is the Bape Star black, orange, red, green and yellow colourways. I'm not too much of a fan of Bape sneakers in general, but they seem to have like a cult following, I guess. And to me, it's kind of sort of standard stuff, really. Just, looks like an Air Force One with a sort of Bape logo strapped on it. I'm not sure if these pairs are sort of now the revised pairs based upon the Nike lawsuit, so I imagine they are, but there might be older stock. But I do think that overall, if these are the older sort of versions that are, kind of overspill of the, before the Nike lawsuit, then I expect these to sort of sell out, and also to be quite high in resale. And then we have the Nike releases. So there's quite a lot of Nike releases this month, and the first one up is the Air Max 180 Black Dusty Cactus. And I'm not mad at his colourway. It's not the one that I would buy in terms of Air Max 180s, but maybe if they go on sale, I'd definitely pick them up, because I am a fan of Air 180s. And they have released over here in the UK and EU at certain places, so I have seen them in stock, but I just haven't pulled the trigger to pick them up, if I'm honest. I think I've got my eye on the Concord pair. And on the 1st of August as well, we've got this Zoom Vomero 5 metallic silver blue tint. This looks similar to the Photon Dust pair, actually, with the sort of silver swoosh design, and then also you've got sort of the chrome effect around the toe box. And I think it's actually a nice looking shoe. I'm not sure if this is a glow in the dark pair, but it does look really nice. And then we also have the Sabrina 2, which they're calling the Olympic, and that's on the 1st of August as well. This colourway, again, it's one of the ones where it's more for basketball court, really, but I'm not mad at the sneaker. I do think the sneaker looks nice, but just this particular colourway, just not doing it for me. And then we have on the 2nd of August, which they're skateboards, so this is a Nike SB Dunk Low. And I've seen sort of initial pictures and some videos on this, but to me, I'm not that much of a fan of these. They're okay, but they're nothing special. And then on the 2nd of August, we've got the Nike Metcon 1 OG, and this seems to say the road to Metcon X. So I think it's probably a pair that's kind of taking inspiration from the Metcon 1 and releasing it for the new version of the Metcon, which is obviously Metcon 10. So it's probably taking, like I said, that kind of inspiration. But, at the end of the day, if you're into your Metcon trainers, I know there's a lot of people with sort of cult following with Metcon, and use them a lot for sort of things like CrossFit training and also lifting weights. So, it's a cool trainer for that reason. And then we also have on the 5th of August the Air Max 1 Premium Hangful Day, and this is like in the dual swoosh. I'm not a fan of trainers with the dual swoosh on them. It just looks a bit odd, but I actually overall like the colorway. I'm not too much of a fan of leather toe boxes on Air Max ones, but it kind of looks similar to something what like a Jacquemus collab would be. And then on the 5th of August, we've got the Nike Zoom Kobe 4 Proto, which is the gold medal Olympics version. And there is something nice about these. I obviously won't be wearing them on the streets, but it's one of those ones where, if you wanted to pick up a pair for basketball, they're perfect for that kind of use. But they are cool looking nonetheless, and I'm not even a fan of like gold sneakers, but with this one I think it works. And then on the 6th of August, we've got the Nike Sabrina 2 Gold Quest. And I'm not mad at this one either. I think the white and black, just keeping it quite sort of simple and just having a little bit of gold on there, just it works in my opinion. And again, this is probably one that you could actually wear off court, but and you wouldn't be mad wearing them on court either because they're quite sort of neutral. And then you've got the Nike Zoom Vomero 5 on the 6th of August, which is the bright crimson colorway. So for me, I'm not a fan of these types of colorways really. I'm a bit kind of like, I kind of like my sneakers to be a bit plainer. But at the same time, I know there's people out there who like their Vomeros to be in these sort of loud colorways. And then this is a pair that I'm definitely going to pick up on the 7th of August, which is the Air Max 180 Concord. And I actually expect these to sell out as well because the other model, the Ultramarine, was very popular as well. And I think this one's going to be popular, especially because it's releasing around the Olympics. So it's a cool looking pair. I'm not too much of a fan of the actual gold swoosh itself, but the colorway in general is just really nice. And then on the 7th of August, we've got the Air Jordan 4 RM SP Nigel Sylvester Anthracite. I think this is going to be another one of those limited releases as well. I think they'll probably have more pairs than the French green one version, but however, I still think it will be quite limited. It seems to be like they're kind of doing it on purpose just to kind of limit this particular sneaker silhouette, and kind of releasing the GR versions and those having more numbers and kind of giving it that hype factor. But I'm not mad at this sneaker, it still looks nice, but not something that is a must-have for me. And then we also got the Nike Air Max Sunder. So I did a review on these. This one's in the highlighted pink and green, and I kind of knew from the start that these pairs would be releasing after the Canyon version. And for me, I'm still happy with the orange ones that I picked up and reviewed. But I'm not mad at these colorways either. I would obviously like something that's a bit more neutral for this particular silhouette, but I do like the silhouette itself. It's quite cool. And then on the 9th of August, we've got the SB Dunk Low Safari Olympics. It seems to be sort of deferring dates on this particular one, but I do like the look of this particular dunk. I think it's nice, and I actually like the sort of teal laces and the sock liner having that sort of orangey beige type colour on it. And the overall safari print I'm a fan of as well, which they're calling this one the electric pack. So, but yeah, cool sneaker. And on the 9th of August, we've got this sanded gold LD1000 with Stussy from Nike. Just not really a fan of these. Just not my bag really. I think these types of trainers just sort of deserve to be in the past in my opinion. And on the August the 9th, we've got the Nike KD4 Nerf, and this one's got, again, cult following, very sort of well known in the basketball arena, but not something that I would pick up. But I do think the design is a bit out there, in terms of its colorway, and reflects the brand, Nerf brand very well. And then on the 11th of August, we've got the Air More Uptempo Olympic. And these ones, I'm not really too much of a fan of the Air More Uptempo. They're quite sort of a bulky sneaker and quite sort of heavy as well. Good for sort of, autumn winter time, but it's not a sneaker that I would look to sort of grab and wear really. And the same for the Air Foamposite ones, and this is on the 17th of August. This is in the Cherry Blossom colourway. I think it's quite nice, but I think for me it's not something that I would pick up and wear, to be honest. And on the 22nd of August, we've got the SB Dunk Low Alexis Sablone. And I'm not really too much of a fan of this particular model, really. I think for some reason the colourway is just not grabbing me, and also the textures on the upper. I think it's going to be one of those ones that when you see it in person, you probably appreciate a bit more. But from what I've seen so far, I'm not that impressed with it. I do like the colourway, but I just don't like the textures on it. And then on August the 23rd, we've got the Kobe 9 Proto Halo, and this is coming in the high and also the low, from what I understand. And again, I think these are sort of more basketball trainers. And then we have the Nike Jam Train Futura Olympic. So I'm going to put a TBC on this one because I'm not sure when it's releasing. There seems to be sort of conflicting dates. But I think it'll probably be sort of later on in August by the sounds of it. But, you know, I think these will probably just pop up on the sneakers app at some point in time anyway. And then we have the Jordan releases. So there's quite a few on here, which is first one's up is the Air Jordan 6 Retro Olympic on the 3rd of August. So I think the colorway on this is really nice actually. You know, I like that sort of dark blue color. Obviously it's a re-retro from 2000, I believe. But not something that I'm going to grab, but I do appreciate this particular trainer and this particular colorway. It's got, you know, the Carmine color blocking on it. And, you know, you can't go wrong with a pair of these, especially if you're after a pair of 6s. And then we also have on August the 10th the Air Jordan 1 High OG Black Metallic Gold. And this is not really something that I would look to grab. I don't mind the colorway so much because even though this sort of said metallic gold, it doesn't have that kind of bright metallic gold on it. So I can't be too mad at it. But at the same time, it's, you know, stuff that we've seen before. And then the same for the Air Jordan 13 Retro Midnight Navy on the August the 10th. So this year seems to be the Jordan brand's favourite colour being Midnight Navy because they had quite a lot of releases of Midnight Navy colourways. And, you know, again, it's fine. I like the gum outsole, but, you know, not something I'd grab. And then on the 17th of August, another one, the Jordan 11 Retro Low Diffused Blue, which is pretty much Midnight Navy to me. And I'm not mad at this pair either, but Jordan 11s is not my thing. But still cool, you know, like for some time. And then this is a pair that I'll try and grab as well, which is on the 21st of August. It's the Jordan 1 Low OG Mocha. I just like wearing low cuts really, and for me, I think this is a must-have, if not a double up. But obviously, it depends on, you know, whether they sort of sell out quickly, which I expect that they will do because they're quite sort of neutral sneaker, and also coming in at the right time, where it's coming into sort of the autumn, winter, fall season. So I think people sort of will gravitate towards this sneaker just because it's a simple colorway and a proven colorway at that. And then on the 21st of August, we've got the GR versions of the Jordan 4 RM, and they're coming in the oxidized green and black light bone. Either of these colorways I'm not too mad at, they're okay. I've seen the Light Canyon Rust colorway, that one looks actually really nice to me. I think these two, you know, I'd quite easily sort of pass them, to be honest. And also on the 21st of August, we've got the Maniere Jordan 3 Black. This one is, you know, it's a really nice looking pair, and it's a, you know, take on the black cement. And for me, I wouldn't really be grabbing these, to tell you the truth, but I do appreciate them. They seem to have, you know, quite sort of nice materials on there and have that sort of Maniere touch to them. But I definitely won't be sort of looking to grab these. And then on the 24th of August, we've got the Jordan 4 White Thunder. So I can't be mad at these. I think it's coming at the right time where it's like the back to school time, so a lot of people will gravitate towards this particular sneaker. But it's a cool sneaker, and you know, definitely if you're in the market for, you know, Jordan 4 and you want something which is quite sort of neutral, then this is a good one to go to. And I think out of all the sort of Thunder releases that they've had, even the yellow and the red Thunder, I think this one's, you know, easy one to wear, because I think the other ones have that sort of bright colour on them, and so for me they kind of pop too much, and I think this one works because it's just a simple black and white colour. On the 28th of August, there's the Jordan 17 Retro Low, which is in the UNC colourway, and this one's okay. I'm just not really a big fan of these Jordan 17s. They're quite sort of bulky trainers and look quite heavy on foot. I've never had a pair, but at the same time, I'm not interested in picking up a pair, especially if they're the sort of £250–300 range. And they seem to have sort of a limited release anyway, so for me, I'm not that fussed about these. And then lastly, we have the Jordan 3 Retro Cement Grey. This looks very similar to the Kai 54s that released, I think in early January or late June, and it looked very, very similar to me. And again, it just seems to be one of those ones where I don't think they, you know, need to release it really. I don't think anyone's sort of been shouting for another sort of neutral grey Jordan 3. I think there's been plenty that have released over the last couple of years.